Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 5th January 2018. The first article, On the Edge of Destiny. It is about Tamil Nadu politics and their special role in India and recent entry of Kamal Hassan and Rajinikanth into Tamil politics. Now, you know that the Justice Party movement was a strong movement in pre-independent India, which has questioned the Brahmanical hegemony in Tamil Nadu. And second is, the rise of middle caste into politics was seen even in pre-independent days, and it has continued as Dravid movement after independence. So Annadurai, Periyar, all these people have spoken about ideology-driven politics. So in this scenario, the middle caste have come to power in Tamil Nadu way back in 1960s itself. Now, in most of the other states, the rise of the middle caste is after JP movement and after Green Revolution. These two are prominent, but in Tamil Nadu it is much before. And second is, the Tamil Nadu politics opposed the center's domination. Let me put it this way. After 1967, after anti-Hindi agitation in Tamil Nadu, Dravida parties have come to power. These Dravida parties have reflected a strong regionalism. And second, they have demanded for federalism and regulation of Article 356 of the Constitution. And no national party was able to establish itself strongly after 1967 once the Dravida parties came to power. So this shows that how the roots are so strong in Tamil Nadu. And the next aspect is class and caste. These have got synergy in Tamil Nadu. So let me put it as this way. So the class structure and caste structure got overlapped and political parties are based on these particular structural divisions. Today, caste-based political parties are rising and caste identity is an important in Tamil Nadu politics. Another change is welfareism, populism, driven by patronage. These three have a unique combination in Tamil Nadu. This can be due to the rise of AIADMK and personality cult in Tamil politics. So a semi-autocratic style of leadership of MGR, Jayalalitha, to an extent Karunanidhi can be stated as a reason. So here, let's put it this way. So midday meal program has its origins in Tamil Nadu. Today, the better performance of Tamil Nadu on various developmental indices can be attributed to welfareism. This welfareism took the turn of populism with freebies during Jayalalitha era. And along with that, patronage, it means strong personality cult driven leadership and encouragement of loyalties are clearly visible in Tamil Nadu. So this encouragement of loyalties and patronage is a pan-Indian phenomenon, but they are of their unique space or unique level in Tamil Nadu. That's how I can put it as. Now, after death of Jayalalitha, there is a leadership vacuum in Tamil Nadu. So the new entry of leadership, the new entry of Rajinikanth can be explained through this leadership vacuum. Understand carefully, Tamil politics are intricately connected with Tamil cinema, which is a popular medium of entertainment in Tamil Nadu. So the Rajinikanth style of politics, as he stated, as spiritual politics. So first is ideology driven, next is welfareistic politics. Now there is a new element that is called spiritual politics. What does this exactly mean is not elaborated, but is it related to right-wing political phenomenon, or is it related to, again, a new ideology driven is not yet clear. Unless political ideology is made clear, there is no space for the political parties in Tamil Nadu. That's what the history proves us. That's what is the center to this particular article. And then civil wrong, criminal act. So with regard to this article, again, triple talaq. Now, 5 judges bench has given a judgment on triple talaq. In these 2 judges, I think Nariman and Lalit, this Justice Nariman and Justice Lalit, they have stated triple talaq is bad in law. It is unconstitutional and arbitrary. And then there are 2 other judges, Mr. Nasir and Mr. Justice Kehar. These have stated that it is good in religion, bad in law. It means that according to them, it's an age-old practice, well intricated with the religion, so cannot be amended. Or what did they said is the personal law cannot be brought into the scope of constitutional law as per the Article 13. Remember what is Article 13? The state shall not make any law that violates fundamental rights. Here the definition of the law do not include personal law as of now. The Supreme Court did not dwell into that bigger question while it was dealing with the matters of triple talaq. And one more judge, Mr. Kurian Joseph, has clearly stated that it is both bad in law and bad in religion. So finally, majority of the judges declared that as unconstitutional and void. And once the law has become unconstitutional and void, the practice is cannot be adhered to or cannot be followed. And second aspect, the Parliament has given an expression to this particular judgment through a law. As this expression comes out, the first provision is any person who pronounces triple talaq, instantaneous talaq in any form, can be punished up to 3 years of imprisonment. It is non-cognizable and non-bailable. So, the major challenge here is when some act is declared as void, how can it be punished in law? Second aspect, who has to be the complainant? Here, wife need not be the complainant. Anyone can be a complainant on a man who pronounced the triple talaq. Obviously, it can be misused. And the third thing is the subsistence allowance and custody of minor children. All these are the questions that come in a divorce. Here, the marriage is still intact and valid. So, in those circumstances, how these questions can be raised? The third aspect is gender justice. The gender justice and issues of injustice are spread across the religion and they are not particular to Islam. And confining them to Islam and questioning the religion is not appropriate. These are the 3 points we can talk about. And then on a high, this is about bull market in stock exchanges. So the bull market refers to the rising market, the buyer's market. So in this scenario, let me put it this way. Why the stock exchanges indices are moving upward? One, there is a strong performance of economic growth in USA and also in India, in emerging markets, developed markets. And recent tax rate cuts announced by President Trump in USA. And employment market has revived in the West. Export demand has grew in the West. All these reasons have increased the corporate earnings. And second aspect, there is a strong monetary policy incentive over here. What is that? When monetary policy is accommodative, interest rates are low. It means liquidity in the market will be high. There is a challenge over here. Now, inflation is going to be associated with growth. So the growth revival will obviously lead to inflation. And it is already visible in the United States of America. So once inflation comes up, the monetary policy will be tightened. This tightening of monetary policy will lead to decreased liquidity and the strengthening of the dollar. All these things, decreased liquidity, strengthening of dollar, rise in interest rates, will lead to the flight of the capital away from the emerging economies. So the interest rates in the US are high. So that's why the returns in the US are going to be better. So the flight of the capital from emerging markets back to advanced markets can lead to the collapse of the stock exchanges in emerging markets. That is what is the fear expressed in this article. And then state of conflict. It is about Dalit identity and Dalit consolidation. Now, it is the midst of the Maharashtra crisis and Bhima Koregaon issue. Yesterday I have discussed this Bhima Koregaon issue. We have to see this from 3 dimensions. Nationalist versus imperialist dialogue. Second thing is and diversionary tactic related to the lack of employment for Marathas. And third thing is Dalit pride and Dalit consolidation. So yesterday I made one important statement to you. So previously Dalit movements, they have majorly concentrated on social upliftment. But after 1990s onwards, Dalit identity on the political lines is getting consolidated. Obviously, the social structure is expected to change because of this. That inevitably leads to some conflict. And second aspect is, in Maharashtra especially, there is a repulsion coming from the Maratha parties, especially SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act. There has to be some amendments to it. There was a movement before for that. And now this Bhima Koregaon issue. All these are fermenting Dalit and Maratha conflict in Maharashtra. Now, in this context, I want to give you certain indices which are very popular. One is Global Slavery Index. I think it was given by Walk Free Foundation. What it says is the caste is the root cause of slavery in India. Either it is bonded labor, forced labor, or manual scavenging, or prostitution. All these are intricately linked to the caste. And second, child labor, gender injustice is also related to caste. That is what is stated by India Exclusion Report 2014. And Human Rights Watch, it has clearly stated that manual scavenging and lack of implementation of it shows the lack of sensitivity to the plight of Dalits in India to the government. So these are certain points which you can remember, though these are not stated in this article. Increased liquidity, and should MPs and MLAs be barred from practicing law? So it's a very naive question. Let me put it this way. One is the time constraint. MPs and MLAs, are they public servants or not, is the bigger question we have to see. Under POCA, Prevention of Corruption Act, it is clearly stated that MPs and MLAs, as they are getting benefits from the government, these have to be treated as public servants and can be tried and prosecuted under POCA, Prevention of Corruption Act. And second is, MPs as public servants, if they are practicing, obviously there will be a conflict of interest between their public job and also private job. So here, they can become the lobbyists for the corporates. That's what is the apprehension expressed. And second is, as they fail to do justice for their job as a public representative or to their client as a lawyer, then it is a professional misconduct. These are the arguments put forward over here. Now, lawyers being part of the parliament always enriched its diversity and dialogue. That is one thing. And then the public servants, they don't receive salaries, they receive emoluments. And these emoluments are the benefits for their work to conduct their work. The salaries is a monetary benefit in return to the work. That's why what is received by MPs and MLAs is a different question. It is a different question of law, more technical in nature. So from this perspective, what we can say is, yes, we need not bring them, or else we need not prohibit them from practicing law. Because most of these MPs and MLAs are legal luminaries. Either you talk about Kapil Sibal, Chidambaram, and Manu Singhvi. All these are, strong legal experts. And their knowledge is essential for public life. And also with regard to the progress of the legal profession. That's how I can put it as. Now, Pak releases Jadhav video, India terms it propaganda. Now, Kulbhushan Jadhav issue is more and more getting entangled and becoming a diplomatic crisis. In previous incidents like these, issues are solved through backdoor channel diplomacy. And both the countries have to give a chance for this backdoor diplomacy. That's how we can put it as. And then Lok Sabha passes bill to hike salaries of judges. So the number of judges in Supreme Court and their salaries, everything is being decided by the parliament. That's what is for prelims. Economy looking up, says Jaitley. So on the positive side, GST, economic growth, these are going to create a long-term impact. But GST earnings have decreased in this quarter. That is a concern. So the government is hopeful about the economic growth. We have to wait and see on that. But the most worrying thing is the rise in unemployment. The unemployment levels have reached to its peaks. The major reason for this is the manufacturing sector is unable to pick up. And most services sector is only driving the economy. And export-driven growth, India is never favored to it, and the market today is not allowing India to move towards the export-driven growth. Unless the manufacturing sector is revived or Make in India becomes a real promise, this unemployment issue cannot be solved. I'm going to connect these two articles. Hard to train people from village schools, the quality of education, the nurturing of skill development, need for voluntary training. All these are essential to make or to address the problem of unemployment. The skill gap is the biggest challenge which has to be addressed for the revival of the manufacturing sector. That's how I can put it as. In the last page, I gave you the notes which will be available to you at lahex.in/civilsprep. Thank you very much and all the best.